Hello, OET people of the universe. Let's do a little listening part B, and then in order to answer it, we're actually going to flip it and turn it into a reading part B. Now, if you are at home at the moment and you want to prepare for your OET, check out www.e2language.com. You can join up for free. We have heaps of live classes happening, lots of material for self-study on the platform, feedback, a mini mock test, heaps of stuff you can do at e2language.com. Okay, let's check out this listening part B. All right, so here is the question. Let's just go through it. I'm not going to throw you into this one. Let me just talk you through this. So let's read the little context statement here. It says you hear a ward manager talking to a registered nurse about a patient complaint. Let's read it again. So who are the people? There's going to be a ward manager talking to a registered nurse, and they're talking about a patient complaint. Okay? There's a fair bit of information going on there that you should be aware of. Now let's read the question. What problem does the nurse mention? So you're going to be listening very carefully for what the nurse says and what particular problem she encountered to do with this patient. She's speaking to who? The ward manager. Cool. Now that you are familiar with what you're looking at, let's have a listen to the audio. See how you go. Let me give you a little tip though, before we do this. I want you to find this answer by eliminating those which are incorrect. Okay, you've got 3 answer options. Now, if you look at 2 of them and you go, you know what, she didn't say that and she didn't say that, then this one will be correct, even if you didn't really hear that it was this one, okay? So let's try this process of elimination to help you arrive at the correct answer option. Cool? Here we go. Listen carefully.
Question 28. You will hear a ward manager talking to a registered nurse about a patient complaint. Now read the question.
Priya, I need to discuss an issue that arose during your shift last night. Mr. Rudd in room 5 claims you ignored the buzzer for over 45 minutes, and when you finally got to the bedside, your manner was abrupt and insensitive. Can you tell me what happened?
I did apologize as soon as I entered. I explained that I was with a very sick patient and that another nurse, Julie, could have helped him when she'd answered the call for me, but he demanded that it be me.
I'm aware of the emergency, but there were sufficient staff present and Mr. Rudd is your patient.
But I was instructed by the in charge to stay with the sick patient until the registrar arrived.
I see. In that case, you did the right thing.
Okie dokie, how did you go? How confident are you that you got the right answer? And remember, even if you don't feel like you got the right answer, how confident are you that 2 of them were definitely wrong? Because then, in effect, you have actually got the right answer. Now let's flip it. Let's turn this listening part B into a reading part B, just to really make sure we've got it right, because they're actually very similar. So what you're looking at here is the same question, but instead of listening to that audio, you have the transcript. So I want you just to double check. I'll give you 2 minutes to double check you've got the right answer here. Okay, let's go through this and let's do this process of elimination. So let's start with A. So A says that the problem the nurse mentioned was that she was unable to inform the patient of the delay. And if we read through this transcript, there's nothing mentioned about her being unable to inform the patient about the delay. You didn't hear that, nor did you read that. And what we're worried about here is really, did you hear that? And the answer is no, you didn't hear anything, any sort of language about delay, or this could take a long time, or synonymous or synonyms that express that same meaning. So let's get rid of A. Not happy with A. What about B? The ward was understaffed at the time of the incident. Did you hear any sort of language referring to the ward being understaffed? There weren't enough employees, I was only by myself, anything like that. Was anything like that mentioned? No, it wasn't. So therefore we can eliminate that one. So now we're pretty certain we've got C. Let's take a closer look. So what problem does the nurse mention? Well, the patient had rejected assistance offered to him earlier. And you can see here that you can see Priya, the nurse here, explaining that. So what does she say? She says, I did apologize as soon as I entered. I explained that I was with a very sick patient and that another nurse, Julie, could have helped him when she'd answered the call for me, but he demanded that it be me. He demanded that it be me. The patient had rejected assistance offered to him earlier, okay? So there's the rejection in the demand here. So you can see the synonymous language there. So the answer there is C. But C was kind of difficult to arrive at when you first listen to it. And again, the elimination of incorrect answer options will help you to get the right answer, even if you're just not quite certain or quite sure what is actually right. Cool. One more thing I want to talk to you about, which is you should check out our mini mock OET test. It is the coolest thing that you've ever seen. Well, that's not true. It is really helpful though if you are taking the OET, you've never taken the OET test before, you don't know how good you're going to go, how well you're going to do, or if you have taken the OET test before and you've been unsuccessful but you're not quite sure why. This thing's going to tell you what you're doing wrong because it provides you with comprehensive writing feedback. You actually get to perform a one-on-one speaking mock test with one of our OET experts who will then provide you with feedback on your speaking performance. And you're actually going to be able to see all of the subtests, listening A, B, C, reading A, B, C, and what scores you've got on each of those. Not only that, you can click on each of them and you can actually see individual questions and you can see what you've done wrong because you might be doing something silly that you're unaware of. This will make you aware of any silly things you're doing. Anyway, it's cool. It's on e2language.com. Check it out. Hope this video was helpful. My name is Jay. I'll see you soon. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe.